According to YouTube, I am live. And here's the thing, guys. We are so close to the embassy that I don't actually have a good shot because I can't zoom out enough. So we're going to have to... Here's the thing. We are so close to the embassy that So we're going to have to train this up a little bit. And I may ask one of you to pull it down there. So we are sitting here under the balcony. Let me just orient you a little bit. We've got a big rose-colored Russian embassy right in front of us. We're separated by a small cobbled street. We have a group of folks, and we have Toomas Ilves, the former president of Estonia. We have my friend Kat, who many of you will remember from our little escapade in Paris, where the French National Police were not so good to us. But we may move to a different location, just a little bit farther away, down that way. But we're going to give it a shot here and see what we can do.
It is now 10:01.
Excellent. So it is now 10 o'clock, which means that we are allowed, under the terms of our permit, to turn on Lord Laser. So give me just a minute here. Welcome to Special Military Operation Tallinn. We have a significant Estonian police presence here, but unlike in Paris, that is not a problem because the Estonian police have issued a permit for this operation, so they will not be doing the problem that we had in Finland will not, I don't think, happen here. So all we need to do is connect Lord Laser to his mothership, and we will be in business. Although, as with all of these things always, there are going to be, I promise you, technical glitches. So, all right. There we go. All right, I think we are ready to fire up Lord Laser. We will start, of course, with the Ukrainian flag. And all right, now we're going to make that a lot bigger. And we're going to uncrooked it in a moment. All right, let's start by straightening it out a little bit. What we need is something to prop up on.
Like further up?
Yeah, because I don't want it shining in anybody's eyes.
You don't have anything that's like an even surface. Stack phones?
now we are above the sight lines. We are. Did anybody have a book? No books? Okay. All right. There we go.
És ez az egész hatalmas körbe a költség, innentől egészen a végéig. Itt pedig a Tallinnnak a kávézója, a hagyományja.
President ex-president of Estonia is sitting to some meeting at you. What are you trying to explain him? One is
There we go.
No, nemad teavad. Nemad teavad, mida me teeme. No pärast teile selfie, ma saan pildi.
Okay. Can I borrow one of your pairs of hands, or one hand of... So, stand right here, put your hand where my hand is, and you are going to be the thing that holds it in place. Just don't let it fall. Okay. So, here we are. We've got the Ukrainian flag on the balcony of the Russian embassy. And yesterday, Toomas told me something truly remarkable about this balcony that makes me feel very good about putting the Ukrainian flag on top of it. And so what I'm going to do is just put this right here. And Toomas, tell us a little bit about this balcony and what it represents in Estonian history.
Well, when the Soviet Union occupied Estonia in 1940 and sent in 40,000 troops and overturned the government, then the puppet regime that was created here, made up of all 140 communists that were in the entire country, because we were not communists, they sent as the Gauleiter here, Andrei Zhdanov, considered a genuine Soviet butcher. And so then they had this organized parade of soldiers who marched by here. And Andrei Zhdanov was up on that balcony waving his hat and greeting them all as they marched by.
So if you pause on that, if you look at either today or yesterday's Dog Shirt Daily, I, in response to this conversation with Toomas, pulled out the picture of Zhdanov waving his hat with his vile mustache from that balcony. You can tell it's the same balcony because actually it's the same ironwork.
It's the same balcony.
It's the same balcony, and it's and so from the obliteration of this country's sovereignty, which was proclaimed for what turned out to be a lot of decades from that balcony, I thought it was only fitting to put a Ukrainian flag on the balcony. I wanted to put an Estonian flag on the balcony as well. But believe it or not, I actually cannot get a projectable outline of an Estonian flag. And the reason is really dumb. It's that you can't project black. It is actually impossible to project black because black is the absence of color, not the presence of color. And that makes the Estonian flag uniquely difficult to project. So I want you to take a moment, use your imagination to think about this balcony with an Estonian flag projected against it, as well as a Ukrainian flag projected against it. All right. So we are going to. This is a different situation than we've ever dealt with before because there's actually street traffic here It's a busy street on a Friday evening
No
no cars, but a lot of foot traffic and people just, in Washington, you get the occasional people wander by special military operations, but, it's not, that part of Wisconsin Avenue is not the busiest part. This is kind of like a lot of tourists are coming by, a lot of people out for young people out for evenings. In addition, as you can see here, we are dealing with a very close quarters shoot. This is by far the shortest throw that I have ever worked with, and so if you want to get a sense of what this street actually looks like, I can't give you that sense from here, but you can. Google Maps actually has a good set of images that you can use. And so we are going to start by just letting this flag sit here for a while, letting people notice that the projection is happening. The police are...
The Russian embassy has a Ukrainian flag on it.
Yes, the Russian embassy has a Ukrainian flag. And actually, if we want to be really mischievous, so a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, my friend Chemen Ur, and Chemen is Turkmen, which has its own experience with Russian imperialism. And Chemen and I spent a goodly number of hours projecting Putin Huilo on the flag of the Russian embassy in Washington. It took a lot of doing because that's a really long throw. This is a very short throw. We're going to get, we're definitely for Chemen and for Gleb. We're going to make a point of doing that before the evening's over. But right now I want to do something a little bit less uncivilized. I'm going to shrink down the Ukrainian flag to right around the size of the Russian flag that's flying above the embassy. And we're just going to put the Ukrainian flag on the Russian embassy's flagpole. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just pick that up and move it. Yeah, just move it and move it right onto the flag itself. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So we are now covering the Russian flag with the Ukrainian flag. This is the shortest throw I have ever done onto a diplomatic facility. It's maybe 10 meters. That's an order of magnitude less distance, and that lets us be really precise and frankly really mischievous if we want. So we have people taking pictures, and we're just going to have a little fun with this because I've never had an opportunity to get quite as intimate with the face of a Russian diplomatic facility as we're going to be able to do tonight. All right, so you can put that back on the surface. Let's use the balcony as the main spot, and we can make this, as soon as you stabilize it, we'll make it nice and big again. All right. So there are a number of images that Nikita Titov made and that I made with him to project that didn't project well from the distance in Washington. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, every now and then the wrong image shows up. It's just going to happen sometimes. Special military operations are always a little bit Okay, so feel free whenever it's wrong, whenever the balcony is wrong, just move it in whatever direction looks good. So some of these images are just going to project way better here than they will in Washington because we're so right up close. And so, again, for those of you who are not familiar, let me actually show you the Platonic trizub, because a lot of these images will make more sense if you know what they're based on. So that's actually a wonderful image. It is a soldier carrying a fellow. Give me just a second. I want to pull up a Platonic trizub for... I have so many images now that it's hard to find them. Here it is. Whoops. Even that's not the one I meant. This is the one I meant. Okay. So this is... so can you move it up a little bit? Yeah. So we're getting a little bit of distortion because of the windows. And so I think that'll go away if we go a little higher. The more straight you are on the windows, the more you're going to get that distortion. So this is the trizub. It is the coat of arms of the state of Ukraine. It's an old image, I want to say like 900 years old. And Nikita has used it as a base image for a whole lot of the memes that he has created over the course of the full-scale invasion and the war. Again, you can put that on the flag if you want. Let's work with... So I'm going to start by running through a bunch of Nikita's images just because they're great, and and some of them I could not project easily. So you will see many images that are based on the trizub, and now you have a reference point for them. We have police presence. Notice that they are most cooperatively not interfering with our special military operation. Memo to the state of Finland. This is how it's done. We will be in Stockholm on Monday, where we have been also given a permit. Memo to Finland. There's still time for you to repent. Okay, I need another pair of hands here. No, you have a different job.
Sorry.
So the rule here is keep it within audio distance of my voice, and keep it within audio distance of Toomas's voice, and otherwise use your judgment about display. Okay, we're going to run through these relatively quickly. We've got the angry map giving the finger to the Russian Federation with a assault weapon. We've got this image, which I think also does belong on the flag itself. So let's shrink it down. And if you could move it over, that's nice. We can just put it on the flag. A gust of wind would be nice. Powers that be. Come on, guys.
Just a
Little wind. No? I'm gonna wait. I'm patient. You can also put that down there and use the and just use your judgment about what the best way to do it is. All right, the wind has inconveniently died, so let's... Oh, wait a minute.
And that is a baby carriage?
That is a baby carriage. And when I projected this in Washington. Nikita said it was one of the most important images to him personally, and he was upset that like he made it in a very angry moment. All right, so let's put the image back on the embassy proper. Yeah, I like this one. There we go. All right. I like this one very much. This one I could not display properly. For those who are not familiar with the relevant iconography, it is the Kremlin Tower represented as a coffin, and it is the walls of the Kremlin and the gate. Speaking of which, this is one of my favorite of... Nikita has a bunch of Kremlin images that are all quite arresting. The Washington Embassy has many vices as a moral matter, but also as a target for projection. One of them is that it absorbs completely the color red. And so all of Nikita's images that I tried to project in Washington, I could not make any of the red display without a lot of work. And so if you go back to the video of that, you can see my frustration in Washington. Very appreciative at this most cooperative and close up. So here's another Kremlin image. This is actually my favorite of the Kremlin images. And Nikita, if you're watching, we're going to get a lot of good photos of this. And Nikita, by the way, is from originally Estonia. He told me he was born 45 kilometers from Narva, and he has spent his adult life in Ukraine. Let's see. Oh, so move the laser to the left or right so that the center is on a wall. There we go. So for those who are not Cyrillic readers, that is the word Kiev. And there are a series of these Kiev images. Again, all of these I could not display effectively in Washington because of the red-eating quality of the embassy walls. So this is a contemporary sports metaphor. The eye here in Ukraine, if you move it onto a wall, you'll see is a fencing sword. And I think most people probably know what that's a reference to, but it's a reference to the refusal of a Ukrainian fencer, whose name I'm blanking on right now, to shake the hands of a Russian fencer whom she had defeated. I don't think this requires any explanation at all. And nor does this. The headline or the title of this image, I didn't include titles just because their words and images together can be hard to project. The title of this image is Never Again, and the title of this image is Russian Warship, Go Fuck Yourself. Another Kremlin image. Okay, so there's a series of trizubs. Oh, that one is not rendering well here either. And so we're going to move on. This is one of my favorite of the trizubs. It says love in in the form of a trizub. Yeah, a lot of them are really pretty. This is not a Nikita image. This is one that somebody sent me very early on. I can't even remember who sent it, but it's obviously the tractor pulling the tank in a wonderfully stylized form. Kat will remember that this was the image we were projecting on the French embassy when the French National Police stopped us. Message to France, take a look at the conduct of the Estonian police tonight, please. There's a lot you can learn about free expression. Let's see. So that, a heart with a winged man or winged person flying in the middle of it. I asked Nikita what it represented, and I actually could not understand his answer, but it was clearly very significant to him. And I had a similar response on this lion. Yeah, so let's shrink this a little so that the full thing is visible. So it's a trizub with storks nesting at the top of it. Oops, we've already been there. This I could not display in a fashion in Washington that rendered well. I actually worked very hard on this image to try to simplify it enough that I could program the laser to display it at all. It's obviously some kind of meditation on the many exiles or refugees and many of whom are still abroad, or some of them, many still internally displaced. So here is another one that you need Cyrillic, and actually this wouldn't work in Russian. This is the word for we in Ukrainian. And am I right, Kat? It would be spelled differently in Russian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could not get a good image of this in Washington, so whoops. So we're remedying that today. Sorry, we just lost Lost contact for a moment. We're back. Oh, this is a trizub that I tried to make and failed. Oh, yes, and now so we're getting drizzle, and drizzle is creating problems. All right, so here, now we're gonna shift gears a little bit, and I wanna use some text, which Toomas was gracious enough to translate into Estonian. Whoops. Sorry, this will take me a moment. That is not the text I had in mind, but until we figure it out, it'll do just fine. Yeah, I'll be, it's going to take me a second. Oh, well, there's, oh, I see. Wait a minute. But that's Finnish. Okay, so the laser has decided to scramble all the images that I have, all the text I have, which makes this really difficult. They're not any. Are we still in Finnish?
Yep.
Give me a second, guys. Still in Finnish, right?
Yep.
What about now?
Yep. That'll finish.
So the answer is all of the Estonian that I entered is gone. Every last one. And that's annoying.
Maybe quickly lost the file.
Yeah, I think so we're just going to work in English. And all right, so let's actually stabilize this, like run it across, whoops. Here, can you hold this for a second? So if we're gonna work in text, we want okay. Okay. All right. So, with apologies to the nation of Estonia for losing all of the Estonian language. Yeah, if you can get it running across.
I think it was good where it was.
You look.
The white.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's leave it down there.
Yeah, that's good.
rather large.
All right, I am going to make Toomas laugh with this next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you. I was hoping for more of a belly laugh, but
I'm in Estonia. We rarely smile.
I just found one of the Estonian.
And I think that's actually,
You think that's finished too?
that's finished. It's so close to Estonia. It's a double M. It's the brightness. Crimea is a double M.
We lost it.
We lost it, and I have lost my cursor too.
Charge.
No, it's just rain gets into, you get a little bit of drizzle and things are, let me just, this is my disposable laser computer. You know, it's like a $200 computer that I use for nothing except driving the laser. And
You know, nice job.
thank you. Sorry. Oh, wait.
Official numbers of like 2,000.
It's the number that, it's the, is it up? It was the number as of the time that Luda and I made these images. Yeah, so for those on the live stream, the numbers have gone up since 19,000, but as nobody knows what they are, you can use 19,000 stolen children as a rough approximation for, say,
One Russian minister would boast that it was 700,000. Probably do this, you know.
We lost it again.
yeah, it's okay, it'll be back. So here's the question: does anybody have anything they want to say? This is the fun part.
Nothing.
Oh well, we can do that. So I don't have a Cyrillic character set on this computer, but you know, let's put that one on the when there's a gust of wind, we got to put that one on the flag for Chimin. fact, let's actually put this, sweep it across. Let's make it really big.
It's a great job. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've done that in other cities as well.
Mostly in Washington, D.C., where I'm from, but also in Ottawa, in Paris, in Helsinki. Not very well in Helsinki. The police.
Paris.
We're in Paris, and we'll do Stockholm on Monday.
Good luck then.
Thank you.
That is exactly the kind of thing that great thing of free democratic countries. Right? People just do what they can, just sit down and do that kind of content.
And we
That-
must thank the Estonian police for being so supportive.
And I do note, and please show this on the live stream, there is Estonian police presence at both ends of this street. I want to thank the Estonian police for a truly wonderful set of interactions over the last couple days about the circumstances in which we could do this, and they have been nothing but cooperative, and a model for the way a democratic law enforcement should behave. Also, I always say this, the U.S. Secret Service deserves similar credit, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, I really surprised them. They were super confused when we showed up in Ottawa, and they could not have been more pleasant. So, you know, different countries have different law enforcement cultures. They have different free expression cultures, and but you know, this is a remarkable thing. We are 10 meters from the face of this embassy, and we are able to. I will just, for your benefit, show you some of the things that we have been putting on the embassy.
We've seen a few, yeah.
Yeah, if you can lift that up a little bit. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't add that the people in the building don't have to be in that building. When we project in Washington, we always put up the number of the FBI's counterintelligence service for those who might choose to want to defect. That is an option. Nobody has to be in that building representing this government. That is a choice that people make every day. And it's a choice that free peoples are allowed to judge. It's a choice that we are allowed to think very little of people who make.
Well, you can put up the contact.
You, sure. I mean, the FBI doesn't operate overseas as a general matter. But if anybody, I'm sure if anybody in that building wants to talk to the field office in Washington, they would be delighted to talk to you. So let me actually, that's a good idea, Toomas. Let me
Give you the email. Or the phone number.
Yeah, I put up the signal number. They want to hear from you. If you're in that building and this is going to take me a second to find, but if you're in that building and you don't want to be part of the problem anymore, here's a signal message where you can reach the FBI's Washington field office. Let me shrink it down so that it's a little bit more. This will put you in touch with people who can. And there are, of course, I don't have their phone numbers, though Toomas might. There are local Estonian service representatives who would be more than happy to help as well. Let's do that.
It's KAPO.
Hang on. KAPO.
And the number is 612-1455.
Let's make that a little bigger. So again, if you are in that building and you want out, the Estonian Intelligence Service would love to hear from you. You can reach them at this number. I'm sure it'll
612-1455.
612-1455. Give them a call. And
They'll just take care of you, and you'll have a great time being free.
it is allowed. You don't have to be in that building. The decision to be in that building is a choice that these people make every day. And whoops, sorry. No, that was an accident. The relevant number is this one.
It's a local call.
Yeah, it's lift up a little higher. There we go. So if you're in that building and you don't want to be in that building anymore, call KAPO, Capo, 612-1455. By the way, when we were I don't know if there's a cause-effect relationship between these two, but the first time I projected the FBI field office number was the moment we projected it was when Umbrella Man came across the street and tried to block the projections. I do not want to assert that there was a causal relationship there, but look.
I would say, don't fret, use K-pop.
One of the advantages to doing these special military operations with people who used to be presidents of the relevant countries is that they tend to have the important phone numbers for.
I looked it up on the internet.
Right.
I walk around with the phone number. And I just look at on the web.
Yeah, so, you can do it. You don't have to be in that building. You can make your own decisions. In fact, you can walk out across the street. When Umbrella Man came and attacked us, we offered him water. We tried to give him an opportunity to do the right thing. There are police there who will, I'm sure, be more than happy to be of assistance.
And if you come here and I'm here, you can have one-stop service.
Yeah, so let's just leave that up for a little while so that the rain is definitely impairing the So for those who are just seeing this, this is Special Military Operation Tallinn. and we've been here for about an hour, 50 minutes. And we will be here, I will be here for another hour or so, just displaying images. People are coming by. I'm sorry? Really? They're fit. All,
Unless the people who work in restaurants, they're basically don't come to Old Town very much in the summer.
and is that just because it's crowded with tourists, or is it?
The prices are
Probably set this down.
Just angle it up.
Yeah.
Will it go?
Yeah, if you can just stick something, or even angle,
Maybe these ones down.
yeah, just lower those down a little bit. So if you are on the live stream, grab a snapshot, tweet it. Remember, thanks to Elon Musk and the Russian embassy in Washington, I am no longer on Twitter. So the people who used to follow special military operations on Twitter live streams, they are, bereft at this point. But you can bring them into the light by tweeting. If anybody still uses Twitter. You still use Twitter, right, Toomas?
yeah, quite a bit, except I turned it off my phone. It was really disturbing. My work habits are bad as it is. What does that say? I also didn't get much sleep. Where is that from?
Oh, can you bring it down just a little bit? Thanks.
If we can toggle back to Putin, I think that
That's so awesome.
I will do that.
Sitting here doing a peaceful protest.
Ну я хотела Киева сфоткать.
Oh, I
Give
can't
me
even
a second.
Maybe yes.
I think that's almost universal. I mean, the problem with the art is that,
Oh, wait a minute. We got to get it on. Yeah. So, yeah. Hang on. Good. There you go. All right. So, Chemin or Gleb Latnik, this is for you guys. I will clip this and post it on Facebook with and tag you. But so yeah, in Washington we spent hours trying, because it's 150 meters of projection. And so to get it on the flag, it took hours and hours and hours. But here it's just so easy.
Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we've been wanting to put projections up here, but I think you could speak to the flats here to do it through their window, but probably, I don't know.
So if you don't, you need to organize it with the police. But if you're interested in the technology you need to do it, I'm happy to help you identify what you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the technology you're using for this?
So walk over here and you'll see it. It's a small laser. Don't look at it directly. It will blind you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Rain is like touching it as well.
that's really beautiful.
That's fucking
Мені дуже понравилось Києва. Ну, типа там каштановий листок.
По-моему, там меняют фотки.
Да?
love it so
Are
much.
you changing it picture by picture?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
animations.
Хочете, ви можете щось писати.
here. If you
Хочеш?
Я б хотіла подивитися просто на ту Київ, ну, надпись.
Київ
of course.
Я хочу це в сторіс просто кинути.
Мені теж дуже сподобалося
Да.
графік.
Аж додому захотілося.
I'm from Kyiv.
That I knew.
Fuck
They're
yeah.
passing by.
Yeah, they're from Kyiv as well.
So you organized this with the police and they said it's okay?
well, that's a long, complicated story. But yes, is the short answer, and the police were extremely cooperative.
That's really
А
good
ви
to
тут
hear.
живете, да?
Що?
Ви тут і живете?
Ні, я живу в Києві,
conferences
але я
for
тут
anti-war
працюю тільки на літо.
Ага.
Так що я допомагаю з
кльово.
спеціальною операцією.
Кльовська.
Ви
We
звідки?
had,
Я з
last
Житомира.
year at Freedom
Так?
Square we had
Тут
a
живете
performance
зараз?
also
Да, да,
with
вже рік.
Як вам
Ukrainian
подобається?
artists and they were really good.
Тяжко.
Helping
Тяжко,
to
бо
organize
погода
this.
не підходить.
Так,
Дуже тяжело.
так.
Хочеться додому, вдома лучше.
Вдома завжди краще.
Ти не хочеш нічого написати?
А що я напишу? Не можу сказати. Слова вже
Там
все
уже
сказано.
все, там уже
Там вже все сказано.
Estonia's population since February 4th has increased 60%.
Ну, кльово. Мені дуже подобається лазерка. О, русський корабль, який йде нам.
All of these,
нахуй.
all of these are Nikita.
А, так це ж це, мені кажеться, це ж похоже більше на російський цей.
Це Кремль.
Це
да.
Кремль, так.
Do you tour around like in different cities and stuff to do this, or
Mostly, I do it in Washington because
Got here.
that's where I live, and because the thank you. I live there, and the embassy there is huge, and there's a lot of. It's a. I've spent a lot of time on it as a target, and the police are very cooperative in Washington. But I've also done it in Ottawa, in Paris, and in Helsinki, and on Monday, in coming Monday in Stockholm, and then I'll probably hit Oslo and Reykjavik on the way home.
You're a hero.
yeah? It would be really cool if you could do it on the Narva border.
So I'll tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
I planned to, and
We were going to do it yesterday.
yeah, and the police asked me not to do it, and so
Fucking cowards.
Going to project onto the
Onto
Longa
cowards.
Yeah.
castle built by.
Would it be able to project so far?
yeah,
I mean,
Nah,
That's-
would
It's
they
no fr-
confiscate it
it's-
if you just did it anyway?
I actually wouldn't do that. They were very cooperative about. Oops. They were very cooperative about this, and I don't have any interest in the. That's a difficult situation, and I don't want to make the lives of the people who have to run that city any more difficult than it already is, and so or the country.
It's understandable.
And so, getting definite interference from the rain now. And so, we try to, there are places where I've done it illegally, like in France. there's no way to do it legally in France, and so, but I wouldn't do that here.
Yeah. And then also in other words.
Yeah. And the police are here, and they're, they issued a permit for it. They've been great. So if they think this does not cause problems, but in Narva it is a big problem.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing it here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure and my hobby.
It's very sweet.
There are, by the way, all of the operations are on YouTube, including some that are, the Russians sent people across the street to attack us once they.
Will you please type it in for me, please?
What?
So this is the channel that has all of them.
Thank you. I will subscribe.
And you should also.
It's live.
Yeah, she's taking it.
Oh,
That's fucking awesome.
technology is crazy.
And you might also be interested. I have a newsletter that it covers a bunch of other things as well.
Can we find it through the YouTube channel?
Probably not,
Okay.
but it's very easy to. It's just dogshirtdaily.com.
Okay, hold on. Dog shirt
Dog, as in a dog shirt.
daily.com. And this is a newsletter?
It's a Substack newsletter that I do a lot of
This
other.
one, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
I do a lot of other things with it too, so it's not just about this, but all of the special, I call these special military operations. All of
Ben
the.
is the premier national security legal expert in the United States.
Oh yeah, but we don't talk about that because that's my other life.
We did a lot of legal analysis of Donald Trump's problems.
Wow. That's amazing.
Must be very busy at work right now.
I expected to take a couple of weeks off to do
Not
this.
only, he did a live podcast from Narva yesterday.
Yeah, so there was yesterday was there's multiple lives going on, and Dog Shirt Daily has a bunch of them.
Sounds like, yeah.
Wonderful.
That was a great podcast.
Oh, thank you.
I will subscribe.
All right, so I think I'm going to end the live stream now. Whoops. Why did this just turn off? I'm going to end the live stream because things are going to get super repetitious, and wet. But I'm not going to stop projecting. I'm going to keep circulating these images. The permit is good for another 55 minutes. And there are lots of people who are walking by who maybe will brighten their evening to see, or maybe will infuriate them. Either way,
Job done.
So we will keep doing this. If you are watching, thank you for joining us. And please, there may be an operation on Sunday in Helsinki if the estimable Minna Olander can manage an arrangement with the Finnish police, who really should take a lesson from the Estonian police about how this kind of thing can be done. I will definitely be live on Monday with the estimable Eric Adamson. And by the way, the Swedish newspaper Expressen has agreed to host the projection, so I will not be in the rain. I will be in the newsroom. And then maybe guerrilla operations in Oslo and Reykjavik on the way home. I do have to stop in Reykjavik because, You do only get so many opportunities in your life to grill a hot dog on an erupting volcano, and one of them for me is this week, and I'm not going to pass it up. All right. You are all great Americans, great Estonians, great whatever you are, and we will see you soon. How do I stop this?